Ji, Debashish Dada, Moneylife Foundation, the HDFC team, industry stalwarts, and all participant stakeholders of the real estate fraternity. I really feel honored to be given this opportunity to share my perspective on MahaRERA, especially in the context of a very well-researched Moneylife Foundation HDFC report. The Act, the RERA Act, is indeed a landmark legislation which ushered in a paradigm shift in the real estate sector by bringing in greater efficiency, greater transparency, accountability among stakeholders, and financial discipline. And of course, with an emphasis on consumer centricity. The quasi-judicial regulatory authorities will undoubtedly facilitate development of this very important sector, the real estate sector. And I firmly believe that the said development, the development of the real estate industry will happen when projects which are registered with various authorities get completed in a time-bound manner, while the regulatory mechanism ensures transparency through mandatory disclosures in the public domain, enforces financial discipline, and of course builds trust between stakeholders, because that is at an all-time low and that needs deficit while we are redressing grievances. Even the Honorable Bombay High Court, while establishing the constitutionality of the Act in the Nilkamal Realtors versus Union of India, had observed in para 115 of its order that the object and purpose of RERA Act is to complete the development work in the project within the stipulated time frame. RERA, right from day one, has sincerely tried to implement the Act in letter and spirit, keeping completion of project and enabling buyers to get possession of their complete as the primary. I feel proud that MahaRERA has also many firsts to its credit, establishing a cent% digital platform, creating the conciliation forum, ensuring quality in workmanship by introducing a mandatory Form 2A quality certification by project engineers, and taking up skill training for workmen, making membership of MahaRERA registered self-regulatory organizations, SROs, mandatory for promoters to bring in more professionalism in the promoters. I am glad that MahaRERA, the only RERA in the country with an ISO 9001 certification, had been able to empower prospective home buyers to make informed choices while deciding on their home purchase. The report card, the report which is presented by today and will be launched by the Honorable Minister, records the MahaRERA's performance as in February 2020. Today, as we speak, MahaRERA has 27,700 registered projects, 27,000 registered agents, and 13,000 complaints filed, of which 8,900 decided. However, this pendency of over 4,000 complaints is certainly disconcerting. And therefore, MahaRERA has decided to further activate the conciliation forum to first attempt resolution of these pending complaints through the conciliation process. Analysis of the data of these complaints that are pending and the complaints that have been filed shows a very interesting 94% of the complaints filed pertaining to pre-RERA ongoing projects. The worrying thing, of course, is that only 50% of these pre-RERA ongoing projects have been completed till date. We will have to continue dealing with the legacy issue of the pre-RERA era. The pain of transition, it seems, will last much longer than what was initially expected. Thanks to the pragmatic decision of reduction of the stamp duty by the government of Maharashtra, which resulted in a quantum jump in sales registration. I believe it was 2.5 lakh sale registrations across Maharashtra. MahaRERA too has in the last quarter seen registrations go up tremendously. It has registered around 1,200 new projects, which even exceeds launches in the corresponding period of the last year. The sector seems to be coming back on track. Last year has been a very difficult year for the real estate sector, both from the consumer and the promoter's perspective. Though I must admit that the challenge posed by COVID-19 helped MahaRERA expedite the expansion of its digital footprint to cover the whole gamut of quasi-judicial complaints management on an online mode. Namely, we already had an online filing, we went on to make uploading of written replies, rejoinders, affidavits, and all other documents to be filed online monthly cause lists to be shown, virtual hearings to take place, online roznamas to be uploaded, and digitally signed orders to be issued after the decision is taken, taking a step further towards making MahaRERA's vision of a zero footfall and a paperless office come true. After a brief 3 months disruption, MahaRERA, through its virtual hearings, has been able to adjudicate close to 1,100 cases in the last 6 months. The set of 20 recommendations made in the report are really very apt, mainly the ones that are related to orders passed by authorities and the adjudicating officers, enhanced disclosures, empowering RERA authorities to issue directions to all stakeholders, strengthening the Act provisions to enable completion of stalled projects mainly, single window clearances by competent authorities, ensuring quality standards, creating a central repository of data, and the RERA perspective in the IBC. I'm sure the concerned authorities will act upon them. As we completed 3 years of implementation of this Act, the majority of the RERA authorities got together and established the All India Forum for RERA, I4RERA, of RERAs to undertake initiatives for furthering of RERA across the country, together solving the common issues and discussing the best practices. I4RERA, through a consultative process, also deliberated upon necessary amendments required in this Act, and incidentally, the I4RERA recommendations on amendments needed are similar to the recommendations that have been made in this report. In conclusion, let me call upon all the stakeholders to work towards enabling RERA to create a healthy and a robust real estate sector across the country. Thank you all.